Hello and welcome to Tinkercad. This is a short video. I'm going to go through how to log into Tinkercad using your Google account and also some of the basic controls that you'll be using as you're creating some of the projects over the next couple of years. So the first thing you're going to do is come to tinkercad.com, and is tinkercad.com, and it should come to a page that looks like this. In the upper right hand corner, you're going to see that there's a sign in and a sign up. Make sure you're always clicking the sign in button, so the white sign in button. When you click on that, it's going to redirect you to a page where it's going to have a user sign in. We're actually going to skip this section and come down to where it says sign in using a social provider, and we're going to click on this link here. Once you click on that, you're going to choose Google. Obviously, it's the red Google button like we always use. And then you may have to verify that it's your account. If this is the first time you're signing into Tinkercad with your Runnymede email address, it is going to ask you to allow Tinkercad to work, and it may also bring you to a website called Autodesk. You're going to click the blue continue button. Don't click anything else. If you click the blue continue button, it should bring you right to the main login page. So here you see I'm selecting my name. I'm typing in my password, and then I'm going to click next. Oh, should probably type it in the correct way. Okay, and then it'll redirect you to the page. Now, I've been in Tinkercad before, so I don't get that extra step where I have to hit the blue continue button. So if you see that, don't panic. It's just because it's your first time. Click continue, and then it'll bring you here. Once you're here, you're either going to do one of two things. If you're going to continue to work on a project that you already started, you can bring your mouse and hover over top of the project and then click on the blue button that says Tinker This. If you click on the picture, it's just going to bring up an image of the picture. If you want to actually go into work on your project, you actually do need to click on the blue button. I'm actually going to come up here and create a new design, so we're working on a blank plane so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to click create a new design. It'll bring you to the work plane, and this is what you're always going to start off with whenever you're starting a new project. Now, a couple of features that you're going to see is this blue area here. This is the same as the print tray. So when I go to actually print this on the 3D printer, it won't print anything that is outside this blue area. So you have to make sure that anything you build is seated on this blue area here. Over here on the left, you have this little cube. This little cube, if I click, will change the view of what you're looking at. So that's the front view. That's kind of the corner. I can bring it up to the top and angle it. I can go totally to the top. I can use the arrow keys instead of clicking on the box itself, come around to the bottom. You have to remember that when you're working in Tinkercad, you have to consider that this is going to be a 3D object that you can hold. So you're really going to have to take the time to kind of swing your camera around, look at it from all angles to always make sure that everything you're building looks good. The other way that you can move through your camera screen is using your mouse. So you're going to use your left mouse just to left mouse click to drag boxes around things when we're grouping things together, to click and drag a shape onto the plane like this. But if you want to change your camera angle, you're going to use the right mouse button. When you click and hold the right mouse and drag the right mouse button, it will change the angle, and you can kind of drag it all over the place, and it'll change the way that you're looking at your screen. So that's with the right mouse button. So right mouse and then drag. Okay. The other thing that you need to do is something called panning. So I'm going to zoom in. So zooming in, you can use the roller button on your mouse. And I'm going to zoom in really close. Now let's say I'm here and I want to look at the top of the box. Well, no matter how I swing my camera right now, I can't really get to the top very easily. So you have to do something called panning. So panning your camera is when it kind of slides the camera instead of changing the way that it's looking. There's two ways to do this. One, you can hold down your shift key and hold the right mouse button and drag it that way. So you can see I kind of do more of a sliding motion. The other way that you can do it is to click on the roller mouse. So you notice that you used your roller in the middle of the mouse buttons to zoom in and out. That button clicks as well. If you click and hold that button down, that will allow you to pan as well. So that will also allow you to do the same type of sliding motion where I can slide it this way. Remember, it's the right mouse or back again. That's different than this, which I'm angling and I'm changing the angle of my camera. So just realize there's a few different ways because it does get a little bit tricky when you're working in a 3D space to make sure that you're really taking the time to look at all angles, spin everything all the way around. One thing that you always have to be aware of is that whatever you're sending to me when you're ready to print, that it is sitting flat. It's important that things always sit flat. So right now I can tell that this is sitting on the print plane. You can move objects up and down, however, and let things float when you need them to. This little black arrow right here at the top is the arrow that allows you to drag things up and down. So when I want to move this up off the plane, if I click this little black arrow, I can click, and this is a left click, click and drag up, and you can see now I can get it to float off the screen. This number down here is how high off the plane that it is. When it's sitting at 0, so if I type 0 in and hit enter, it's going to jump it, and now I know that it's sitting flat. So before you ever send me something to print, please make sure that everything is sitting flat because it won't print properly if it's not. In the next video that you're going to watch, I'm going to go through some of the other tools that's going to be dragging and resizing shapes. It's going to help you make your first project, which is a nameplate. And that should hopefully get you pretty familiar with all the different tools that you will have available to you. If you do a good job with the nameplate, I will print the nameplate for you to take home. Good luck in your creations.